My name is Arthur Charpentier. I'm professor at UQAM, Université du Québec à Montréal, in Canada, and my research project is about fairness of predictive models used by insurance companies. More precisely, about models used in the context of personal insurance, possibly life or health insurance, but also general insurance, like motor or household. To create models, we use datasets based on past observations. For example, we can try to model claims frequency in motor insurance, off-road, or the occurrence of a disease. The idea is not to target and stigmatize people, but only to get a predictive model that will give us a probability to claim a loss or to get a disease. And those probabilities will be used by actuaries to compute the insurance premium. Individuals are characterized by some information, possibly personal information, even in motor insurance, because if we know where people live, we know where they will drive, and we can get information about the dangerousness of roads around. We have information about everyone in the dataset, and it's possible to capture and identify common patterns shared by people who will get a disease or will claim a loss. The context of big data means that actually for each policyholder, it's possible to collect a lot of information about where they live, about where they drive. It's also important to have in mind that actuaries tend to use more and more complex models, possible black boxes that we need to interpret to understand more precisely the outcome. Some characteristics can be seen as legitimate for pricing because they are directly related to the risk. The context of actuarial fairness claims that it's fair to ask more risky people to pay a higher premium. Other characteristics are not legitimate and can actually be seen as illegal in some countries. Indirect discrimination is based on the idea that it's actually possible to discriminate without any intention to do so. And possibly, we should have in mind that insurance models can be discriminatory with respect to variables that is not even collected by insurance companies, but possibly will be correlated with one sensitive one. This is proxy discrimination. Sensitive information can be actually correlated with a variable that can be seen as legitimate. So this is in a couple of minutes what this research project is about. It's about getting a better understanding of possible biases that exist in datasets and that models tend to reproduce. It's about getting better tools to analyze models and to avoid misleading interpretations. It's also about getting good metrics to quantify fairness that also take into account specificities of insurance pricing, for example. And finally, it's about getting techniques that can be used to mitigate observed discrimination and provide theoretical guarantees for fairness.